Hello, good morning, and welcome to Myra's Crafting Playground for another day of Advent calendar, and today is day 4. So today I have another card for you. We have this little guy here, and he opens up, and you could put your selected greeting inside there. So very simple to make, beautiful paper. So this paper is Seasons of Elegance DSP, and I just want to show you the colors that comes in the packet. So it comes in sort of a beige and gold, cherry cobbler, sort of real red kind of feel, although I did use cherry cobbler with mine. The olive green or mossy meadow that you could use with the other one, and this one, which is a pretty peacock. They are absolutely gorgeous papers, and I guess recommended on the package is basic beige, cherry cobbler, crumb cake, gray granite, lost lagoon, mossy meadow, old olive, pretty peacock, real red, and gold. So even though it's just sort of your basic paper, let me get another layer on here that I normally have on. There we go. You can see that the colors in there, there's lighter and darker, and my little light just ran out of power. So yeah, lots you can use with this paper. Excellent paper. So today we are going to use the Seasons of Elegance DSP along, and I've focused on the Pretty as a Peacock selection. Pretty as a Peacock, Pretty Peacock. I'm making my own titles up. Let's just go. And you can see I have some of the embellishments. These, I believe, are discontinued or may even be in the clearance rack, which, by the way, was updated yesterday, our clearance rack. So go in and see. Actually, it's not called clearance rack anymore. I should know this. But it is sort of discontinued products in that. So you can see what's in there, and maybe there's some deals for you as well. So I've used glitter paper here. This is Pretty Peacock, the foil of course in the white, and I used the stamp set as well along with the dies for the bell. It's called Golden Greenery, and it has dies in it as well, some beautiful dies, some large sort of floral dies if you like. I have been using this. There's a set here. There's 2 sprigs, spruce sprigs, and I have been using them just a ton, without the stamp, just as the sprigs, because they're just so great. So that is what we're using. So these were the blue adhesive backed embellishments that I used. I used the blue as opposed to the dark blue. And as well, we use the Spotlight on Nature circle dies. So there's actually 2 sets of dies in there, and when I say 2 sets, it's because of the patterns on the dies, and they sort of have, there we go, sort of alternate patterns. So if you have a big one with a ripple, you have a big one with the floral die there. And so it's sort of, you can make wonderful different patterns or circles with these dies. They're very decorative. Love, love, love them. Okay, so I'll put this aside except for my stamp, because we will be using that. And we'll get on with our card. So for the card base, I have used Pretty as a Peacock paper this time, so not a white card base. So my usual white card is not there this time. It is Pretty as a Peacock with the white piece inside, so a little bit different. Okay, let's go down to the table. Whoops, the whole thing almost collapsed on me here. My little messy table. Oh, and I tried to, since my other light went out. All right, we'll see how this goes. That's a bit bright, but okay. So we have our card base, and what we're going to do, as you can see, there's a bit of a piece missing, so I'm going to take a 1-inch strip off the card front as I reach over for my paper trimmer, which is humongous. And very professional here, doing it on my lap, but believe it or not, this is often how I craft anyway. Alright. So I am just cutting 1 inch off. Oh my goodness. If you could see what the camera doesn't show, it's quite a melange in here. It's just something else. Okay, so there we have our new card front with the one piece cut off, and I'm going to take my beautiful paper and I'm just going to glue that down. So again, I like the tape. Now you'll notice on the other side here, there's no gold, but there's still a design. Most of Stampin' Up! Papers are double-sided, of course, except for something like the glitter paper, which obviously it's only one-sided. But, okay, I'm putting the tape on there. I tape everywhere. Some people just go tuk 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 and just sort of run a few pieces up. I like it to be solid. I don't want anybody picking at corners. Again, that's my style. On the flip side, you make a card, and sometimes you have to resolve yourself to the fact that, you know, the present will be open, the card will be looked at, and then by the end of the party it ends up in the garbage. So you decide how much adhesive you want to use. So I'm just placing it down there. Okay, so that's that done. Then this side piece, if I put the same foil down, it's sort of like, what's the point of cutting that piece off? So I'm actually going to use the reverse to kind of give it a bit of a contrast and hide all that beautiful gold foil. So if that breaks your heart, maybe you just want to do this without cutting that 1 inch piece off and just make it a whole front. Or if you want to add a little bit of creativity to it, you can carry on this way. So I'm just going to put this strip down the side. And on this side, I'm looking to have my spacing more on the outside edge. So if I don't have that same sort of 1/8 of an inch gap on this side, I really don't care, because this part right here will sort of work as the gap for both of them, the spacing. So there we go. We have a little bit of that there. Now I'll just add my inside piece. This card is going to go very, very fast if you have all the pieces cut out. Do any of you sort of do, you know, factory style? Whoopsie. So when that happens, we have to cut 2 pieces. Do any of you do factory style card making, in that, you know, you're sort of going bulk, so you're making 20 of something, or, you know, even more? It's kind of nice when you have a design and then you can just go gangbusters and cut all the pieces and then you're putting them all together. Sometimes that goes fast. The designing is always the hardest part, right? What colors do you want, and what you think will go good together turns out doesn't really go good together. I made another spinner card, and I had some rose gold paper from a previous year, and I used that with a gingerbread man, and I have to say, okay, I'm gonna have to go with it. It stuck too much. Let's hope it doesn't show through. No, yay! So there, my white piece is blocked behind. It's not perfectly straight, unfortunately. This is handmade, not Hallmark, so there's going to be imperfections. That's just the way it goes. So I'll pop this up here. You can see that. Okay, so then what we're left with are some bells and our foil pieces and the white piece. So I'm going to put this, yeah, I put it flat because I ended up popping the bells and I don't want too much sort of layering, otherwise it's difficult to mail. Yeah, we've had that discussion already a couple of days now. But it'll pop up too much and it'll get squished and your recipient won't see the beautiful card. It'll be a little bit crunched. So I'm going to try and center this as best as I can on my gold piece. There you go. And then when I put it on here, I think this one actually I put a bit too low. So I'm going to move it up a little bit and sort of just have a little bit of a hang off here. So because that's hanging off the side, I don't want to put any glue there, so you've got to be mindful of not having glue there. And I'm noticing that when I punched this out, some of my little pieces didn't pop out. So let's get those out so that we have the full effect of the beautiful side here. So while I'm doing this, yesterday I got my first shipment of my pre-order from the new mini catalog that's coming out in January. So I'm excited about that, and what that sort of tells me is maybe on some of my last few days of my advent calendar, I might bring you some projects created from the pre-order. I think that would be pretty exciting and truly a gift because you haven't even seen the product yet, and maybe get you motivated for doing some card making in the new year. So that's going to be pretty good. Okay, so I'm just going to pop this down on top, sort of where I want it. And one of the things that I'm looking for when I'm popping this down as well is eventually, and this is the long piece, I don't want that to hang off the card. I want it to be on the card. So wherever my center is, and let's make sure I have my tape on the right side. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to go here. That's sort of my decision that I'm going to go with. Okay. So again, I still have some little bits that I should have popped out before and didn't. I love these branches, by the way. Look at them. They're just beautiful. And the two of them together, come on. I think they're just great. So see, they're beautiful. So what I'm going to do with these guys, I'm going to use glue this time, just at the top more. Uh-oh. See, sometimes you think you have those little bits popped out and they just fold backwards. So I think in my demo card I just used glue dots. So I'm just going to glue this up a bit here and pop that kind of in the center. Do the same with this guy. Being mindful that he's shorter. And you want to make sure that they don't go off the edge of the card. I mean, oh, see, and I would have preferred to put this underneath, but this time I guess I'm putting it on top. Don't know if you can hear my radio in the background. Talks about going home for the holidays, and today we've got snow outside, so first taste of winter here in Mississauga. Up north it was crazy, but now it's moved south. So on the other card, on the sample card, I had this underneath. This time I guess it's going on top. And then I have my little bells. So with my bells, because the surface is a non-porous foil surface, I'm using StazOn ink, which is a solvent ink. And if you use Memento, I'm not sure if that'll dry, or even if you heat set it, I'm not sure how good it will stay without smearing. So I'm just going to go with the solvent ink, and it's just I'm not doing the full bell, I'm just doing the sort of accents of the bell. And because it's a clear stamp, get that right on there. I'm going to make sure and pick that off. So there you go. And then this one. I don't know if you can smell it, but this ink smells like almonds, and it's sort of like, nice. So I'm just going to hold it a minute and let the ink transfer over. And then see how it sticks? I'm going to pick that away. Come on, let go, let go. Well, that didn't come through as brilliantly, but that's okay. They are sort of antique bells, and it'll work just the same. So on the bells, I'm going to, actually, you know what? I'm going to let them dry for just a minute, and I'm going to use my embellishments. I know embellishments are last, but by virtue of the fact that I have the card design already made up, it's like, yay, I can move forward. So I'm going to take, and you can use whatever embellishments you want, right? Like, I have these on hand, so I'm going with them. There are other beautiful ones that you can do. You could even just do some gold, and it would still give you a beautiful effect. So I'm just going to pop these sort of down here, go on the, and then I'm going to put 3 down the side as well. Just sort of a clump there. All right. So we've got a little bit of our design done there. So now I'm going to add my bells, and to add my bells, I'm just going to use some dimensionals. Says she, looking for the dimensionals. Oh, this was that pink glitter paper that I used with the gingerbread, and I didn't like the final effect there. It just kind of looked dull. I thought it would look bright, but it wasn't. It looked very dull. Okay, so I'm just trying not to touch it, just in case. I don't want it to smear. So I'm going to pop 2 on the back here. And take the backings off. And hang them. Hang my bells. I'm hanging my bells. Did you see that? I'm not gluing them. I'm hanging them, because that's what bells do, right? All right, and then a little gold bow. And as always, your greeting. So I'm going to overlap these so that the little holes are sort of together. And then when I tie my gold cord, and of course I'm using gold because everything else here is gold. That magic bag of gold thread has lasted me, I don't want to tell you how many years. Some of these things are just great to have on hand. Yikes. All right, let's pull these babies in until they're nice and snug, and then takes a while to adjust these. I'm forever playing with them. Okay, and then I'm going to snip off those ends. I'm going to add a glue dot. See, these are the ones I was talking about that are left over from the kits. We have kits. We get 2 new ones every month. So yes, yesterday with the change in the clearance rack or the discontinued product, they added 2 more kits. So I'm just going to put that on top of the bells. So it looks like they're tied up there. And there we have our 2 cards. So I hope you enjoyed that. And look forward to new product coming towards the end of the Advent calendar. Till then, see you tomorrow and have a great day.